Welcome back, dudes. We are playing Zagara today. Zagara did get some talent changes and some updates and some just general quality of life buffs, so we'll see what she's all about. Team comps in our Heroes of the Storm game today. Zagara, Sonya, Chromie, Vala, Kael'thas versus Tychus, Raynor, Leoric, Malthael, and Tracer. Gross team comps, obviously. I think this is going to be the new map to play Zagara on, and I like it a lot because we're going to be picking up the Devouring Maw for our level 10 and seeing how we can swing some team fights, make them work, do the things, control the lanes. Zagara, changes that she got, they took away at level 1. Volatile Acid used to do more damage to non-heroic targets, and so what they did with this patch, ouch, was to just make it deal extra damage, period. They did the same thing with Corpse Feeders, where roaches, they no longer take extra or less damage from non-heroic sources, they just have more health. They gave them 30% more health. So that actually built into another later game build for Zagara that's very, very good with her her new giant killer, which is fantastic. Oh my god, who are you? Why are you in that bush? And then Infest, they increased the damage, I believe, for the ranged minions as well. So that did get a buff too. I don't know by how much. I'm not super sure I like it. But those ranged minions, if you're playing Zagara in the off lane, which is typically where she's played, that's still going to be a very good talent. And then, let's see what other... Serrated Spines got changed to, it's going to give you 0.2% scaling damage rather than, like, I can't remember, it used to, like, build up your auto damage, I think. Like, just base damage. By a small amount, which is fine, whatever. I was watching a stream the other night, and it sounds like you have to get at least 150 stacks to make that as good as it used to be. And I don't know if I really like that. I don't know if I really like that at all. So, what we're going to do in this game is instead take in Envenomed Spines. It's a 30-second cooldown, but it is a fairly significant amount of dot damage, right? So, the only bad part is that it's tied to your auto attacks, which is, because you can hit that button and then suddenly you auto attack a minion because there's nobody around and you got auto attack, right? So, it's not my favorite. I think the best talent on that tier is going to be Medusa Blades. And once 16 rolls around, you're going to take the new talent Jagged Barbs, which is going to increase the range and the damage of your autos when you're on creep. So I think that's going to be how you want to play her. I think, honestly, that's going to be a more team fight-centric build. Even though it is very good at pushing, it's going to be very good at just dishing out random, indiscriminate damage in team fights and really lining people up. And then, I think Baneling Massacre got changed. I don't know if the cooldown was always there. I don't think the cooldown... Reduced the cooldown of Baneling Barrage by 0.5 seconds. It's a 3-second cooldown, 2.5-second cooldown. I don't know, I can't remember if that was always there or not. I know the increased charges were... I don't know about the other one. Anyway, and then Devouring Maw at level 10, because this map is so tiny, I want to use it and try to play out some team fights with it. The cool part about Devouring Maw is that I want to say they reduced the cooldown. Actually, I'm sure I can look at the notes and find that out. while we're doing this. Tyke is thinking he can step up to me. We're going to hit him with some envenomed spines, and he's just going to ignore our Hydra poking away at the back of his head. Can't do that when you're playing Zagara. It just doesn't work. Now, we do have a fairly small amount of health. We don't regen a whole lot. We just get extra speed on the creep, which is just how it's supposed to be. The other thing to remember about Zagara is that she doesn't have any mobility when she's off her creep, which is just like it is in StarCraft 2. Queens don't move very fast if they're not standing on that creep. So she's gonna hit hard, but in order to be the most mobile DPS dealer that she can be, she's gonna have to be standing on that creep. It's gonna have to be part of your game plan if you're interested at all in playing this character. So let's see. Oh, that's right. Her basic attack ranged, her basic attack damage got buffed as well. It looks to be, yeah, 9 on her base damage. So that's pretty freaking good. Okay, what's this one? Yeah, that's right. Baneling Massacre. The cooldown thing is new. And then Devouring Maw mana. Oh, okay. Not the cooldown, but they reduced the mana cost from 100 to 70 and increased the damage by 6, which isn't terrible. So increasing the damage and the mana cost makes it more usable. Zagara in this method of play does have a little bit of trouble with mana. Not gonna lie to you, because spamming those Banelings. That's it's 5 Banelings. If you hit all 5 of them at once, which you're going to kind of want to do to get the burst, you're going to lose 50 mana. And with the cooldown on them, it's very easy to do that. And then obviously her Hunter Killer, the W, the Hydra, is 75 mana. And that bitch hits so hard, it's insane. I thought my team was going to focus Leo a little bit harder, but I guess that just turned out to not be the idea. Tychus couldn't figure out which way he wanted to go, but he's going to get away with absolutely no health. Our envenomed spines not able to seal the deal. Sad day indeed. Let's check and see how much damage we're doing at the moment. 15,000. It's about second on our team. Just trying to lay down some creep, make the top lane my home here, and just keep an eye on that the turn-in and everything as well. You'll notice that there is a lot of creep. Creep doesn't have a mana cost, but it does have an 18-second cooldown, which is not insignificant when you're trying to cover the floor in purple alien dookie. So that's the thing. Just try to fill in all the holes, make it difficult to figure out where the tumors are, so the enemy team can't kill everything. See, right there, I didn't want to auto-attack the Web Weaver with my envenomed spine, but I did it anyway because there was no one around for me to hit, and I wanted the cooldown to start ticking. So that's, yeah. I just wanted to test the envenomed spines, honestly, because I feel like it could be good. Like, it's definitely going to do some bursty damage, but it may be more of just a 1 versus 1 kind of thing, and not super into that. I don't want to play Zagara in the off lane because I think like playing a lane bully is super boring, especially a ranged lane bully, you know. Gross. But anyway, we're kind of doing that anyway in the top lane here, and Sonya's holding down the bottom lane as well. She should. I fucking love the changes to that character, BTW. Can't wait to get into that video. Ma is going to miss on the Leo, but Chromie's still going to get the kill. We're just going to tap up here, lay down some more creep, and then go back in. Ma is only on a 70-second cooldown, I think it is? 70, yes. Wait. 80-second cooldown, 70 mana. So it's not a small cooldown, but it's not world-ending Mosh territory, right? Like, you should be able to use it pretty much every team fight. Now we're just going to push, we're going to push, we're going to push, and push. Pick up some more gems, get some turn-in opportunities, and that's a Tracer. Now, we're doing all that we can to kind of scare her away. What I should have done is just dropped the... what is it? Infested drop. I should have just dropped it right on myself so the roaches focused her as well with the Hydra. But it's not super easy, and I'm not exactly a Zagara pro. So winning those 1 versus 1s is still a little bit difficult for me. And saving the infested drop as well isn't super. I mean, saving the serrated spines. Envenomed spines. I know what I'm talking about. I've played this game. I've never made a video in my life. Yeah. So anyway, we're getting pretty close to our maximum charges of creep tumors, so we're just going to slap them down. If you have 3 charges, you're doing it wrong. You should have one every opportunity you can. Don't just set it off on cooldown. You don't want to do that. You do want to put them in sort of decent places, but you definitely don't want to be holding on to 3 because they are a very important part of making Zagara work. So slap those creep tumors down, put them in bushes, put them in weird corners, put them where they're difficult to find. He's just standing there. I could have saved him if I had used my Maw. But then KT uses Pyroblast, and that would have just interrupted it. That's in and of itself kind of like, what do I do here? Rock in a hard place, you know? But probably would have been better to waste his cooldown and kill him, and not kill him, than it was to him die and then the other guy die, because we traded. Better to waste 2 ults and get a kill than a life and an ult. You know? I don't know if that makes any sense. So we're just going to push. Time has come. If you can look at the map right now, you'll notice that basically the entirety of the middle of the map is visible to us because of the kind of wards that creep tumors provide. It's actually really, really, really good. And it provides... Oh, they got it. Provides a lot of support and vision for your team. So, enemy team has all 3 of their forts down. We're down a level somehow. Not super sure how. It's 9 to 8. Maybe it's just the kills. But at the same time, I'm just really focused on my lane and making sure it's safe and having it pushed and just doing good things. We did take the armor talent at 13 on our creep, so when we are on creep, we're going to be doing that much better. I was not looking at Sonya going in there on the Malthael. If I had been paying attention, he would have died. Tychus just walking up thinking he can handle all of our damage, but he did pick a laser, so that will definitely speak to his character. Putting down some more creep soon. Gonna do it? Are we gonna do it? Are we gonna do it? There's a big old blank spot. Come on past me. We can do this. There it is. Try to fill in the gaps. And now, when I mentioned filling in the gaps, it's difficult for anybody to find the tumors because the edge of the circle tells you where the center of the... or where the creep tumor is at the center. So if you can find the edge of the circle and go to the center of the circle, you've killed the tumor. If you can't find the edge, then you may just be wasting abilities on the ground, which is totally wicked cool, right? That's how you're supposed to do it. Hide the creep tumors. We're going to put that one up there just to scout a little bit, keep an eye on everything going on with the enemy team. Put another one down on the edge here, make it a little bit difficult to spot, notice, find. You know what I mean. Now we've got our Maw ready to go, but the enemy team is playing super passive right now. Ultra bitch mode. Not super sure why. Getting out the camp. I think it's time for them to turn in and maybe stop us from turning in. The Mutalisk is out. Looks like whenever Tracer recalls, the Mutalisk is just going to start pushing a lane. So that is unfortunate. The reason that I picked the Mutalisk over the other talents is that I was hoping it was going to chase her through the recall, but I guess that's not how that works. That's sad. That's extra sad, actually. The other talent on this tier that I really, really love is Corrosive Saliva. So this is going to make both your W and your E, so the Roachlings and the Zergling, or the Roachlings and the Hydralisk deal percent damage. And if you can get in a cornered, like, cut off space, drop that infested roach drop on yourself, and then hit the W on somebody, it's going to hurt real hard. Let's get that out of the way. Trying to get in here to lay down a maw, but the range kind of is fucked when my teammates are just standing in front of me, which isn't altogether wonderful. Put down the Mutalisk, see if it'll chase her. Yeah, it's still going. It's going! Wow, it's doing some damage too. 171 per shot. Zone and Tracer out real good there. So, holding that, obviously, on characters like Tracer is going to be very important if you go for that talent. But, other immobile heroes, slapping the Mutalisk on them is just going to be super easy. The enemy team actually has to focus the Mutalisk. Got him. To make sure that the character doesn't die. I'll take those 2 kills and end the game still. It's funny. That's funny indeed. Pretty easy game. If I'm being honest with you, we just kind of never gave up any opportunities in the top or the mid lane. Like, all the defense was super easy. I don't even know if there were team fights. I didn't feel like there was anything that we really had to contribute with them all, which is sad because the ability is absolutely fucking nuts. Yeah. It's a huge playmaking ult. Like, I love it. That's the best part about this character. The fact that you've had to pick Nidus for the last, like, 2 years of her lifespan is really, really sad to me. Because Maw used to be such an amazing, initiating, like, ultimate end game ability. But there you have it. Soaked the most XP, did the most damage, Pretty wide margin, too. Pretty funny. Anyway, here's the talents one more time. We have got Volatile Acid at 1 and Venomed Spines at 4. I think Medusa Spines, is or whatever the fuck it's called, is probably going to be better here. But I like it. This was fun. We were doing 504 damage over 5 seconds at level 20, so take that for what it's worth. Baling Massacre at 7 because it goes so well with Volatile Acid, and the cooldown reduction is fantastic. The Devouring Maw at 10, Protective Coating at 13 for that armor. Mutalisk at 16 because I thought it was going to do something, which it did not. It's not a bad talent by any means, because it does reduce the cooldown still, and it does fly over terrain. The Mutalisk is kind of like a Rainer's Raider that just follows everywhere. So that's really cool. But I really like Corrosive Saliva more. And at level 1, you can take those Corpse Feeders to make that Roach drop even more tanky, which is awesome. And then 20, had I been paying attention, would just insta-locked that. Tyrant Maw upgrade, which is going to reduce the cooldown of the ability per takedown and increase the damage. So it's a 50% damage increase, and then you take 25 seconds off the cooldown, I think. I'm almost positive it's 25 seconds off the cooldown with per takedown. So keep that in the back of your mind when you're playing this character. Probably pairs really well with Li Ming, if we're being honest. Get them resets, get everything popping off there, set up some massive kills. Full W, huh? That's interesting. Yeah, but that's Zagara. I think she may see some more play. I'm not really certain about where she stands as of right now in the meta with all this, but I think she is going to become an insanely good tank killer later on down the line. So, yeah, that's how that works. Thanks again for watching. I hope you enjoyed yourself, and we will be back tomorrow with some Sonya gameplay. And it's going to be wonderful, I promise.